Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. Firestarter is starring Zac Efron and Ryan Kira Armstrong. This is a Stephen King adaptation where a father and a daughter had to go on a run because his daughter used her powers in public. So now this secret organization that has this dark history to them are now after them. I'd like to say, what the fuck did I just watch? like. Clearly, no one's seeing this fucking movie. I feel like I'm the only one in the world that's seeing this garbage ass. I was the only one in the theater, which is not really surprising. And I don't understand. I don't understand. No one uses uses a fucking lights in this universe. I guess that's kind of interesting. I mean, at first, the family don't use lights, so it's like, okay. I mean, that's probably part of the character or something. There may be a reason for it, but no, literally, no one uses fucking lights in this universe. Like literally, we go to our main character's school, and they don't use lights, and the teachers there fucking suck as well, because our main character Charlie or something on those lines, she's getting bullied. So it's that Stephen King, it's formula where we have our school bully, all of that, all of that goodness. And so she's getting bullied in front of the teacher, and the teacher doesn't do shit, and the teacher next to the teacher is like, kind of blaming things for her, but she checks on her, I don't get it. Bully's dialogue is awful because the boy is like, you don't know how to dissect a frog. Like when they're in fucking middle school. That's not how kids talk. Okay. See, the thing is that this takes place in modern time. This takes place today. And so the one thing about adaptations is that it usually, especially from a book, it's usually for a certain time period, and I feel like this is the book where it's like, no, this is supposed to be in whenever this was released. I have no idea when this was released. For the book, I think it's early 70s, maybe. I fucking no idea. I'm not gonna bother trying to even explain myself like that. So it's just like. And so if putting it in modern day kind of just hurts it even more, especially the way the dialogue for the bullies. If you're gonna make that change, you're gonna have to change how certain characters act, and especially different from how the book is. They're trying to stay close to the book. I've never read the book. I have no idea how the book is, but clearly this is felt like a dialogue for something that's not even how people speak anymore. So that's how it feels like, and you change everything else besides literally how your characters act. And so, but yeah, so our main character has these powers, and so she has to go on the run with her father. We have another guy that has somewhat of powers that is working for the secret organization, but he uses a gun instead of using his powers. Honestly, we don't even really know his powers. I they say that he has powers, but doesn't really use them. He usually just kills people with his hands or with a gun. So that's just I don't know. So I mean, they come across this old man, and it's they see on the news that because apparently the police think that the father, played by Zac Efron, killed his wife. But really, it was the guy that was sent after him that killed his wife. So they think it's him. It's on the news, and we have stuff where he calls the police without calling the police, and he says well, when I saw the news, I called the police, and so they should be here in a minute. But literally, he found out the news 2 minutes before the police even showed up. So it's stuff is definitely cut from this movie. It felt like that this movie should have been a lot longer than it was, because even though it was short, I was fucking bored out of my mind. And it's just okay, this is a movie. Lovely. I mean, I mean Zach, and but the one cool thing, the only cool thing in this movie really is Zac Efron's when it comes to when he uses powers, like it actually damages him inside, and so it's like it kind of kills him every time he uses it. That's a kind of cool aspect, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Um, it's kind of set up for the end, but doesn't really have a really big impact because we don't really know anything about their characters, and so it's like this movie should have been a TV show and fleshed out the characters. Like, how more interesting would it have been? Or add maybe 30 more minutes to this movie instead of making it an hour and a half, 90-minute movie. So it's just like I don't know. It just felt like we have this movie. I mean, we have people tied to it, so we kind of have to release it. I mean, might as well try to make some money out of it. They do kill a cat. I mean, I feel like Stephen King doesn't like cats at all. But like, so I have no problem with animals dying in movies unless they have a purpose. Here it doesn't have a purpose because it's supposed to establish that this girl doesn't know how to control her powers, so she kind of reacts to whatever happens, and so and her powers have an effect onto that. But it's already established. So they killed a cat for no reason because she's like, "Oh, it's a cute cat." Scratches, cat goes in flames and it's screaming and like in pain. I'm like, what is the purpose of this scene? Is it supposed to make me feel uncomfortable? Because that is making me feel uncomfortable. But it's not making it. But it's not. It's making me hate the movie even more because it has no reason to be in there when you already established that she doesn't know how to use her powers. So why are you killing a cat for no reason? Maybe it's different in the book. Maybe it has a purpose in the book. I have no fucking idea. Here it's just animal cruelty. And it's just like, well, we need it because it's in the book, so we don't want to upset fans. You're already upsetting fans by releasing this movie. Jeez. I'm gonna give Firestarter a F. Like, this is just awful. This movie should just fire start it. I have no idea where I was going to go with that joke, but yeah, there was a lot more problems with this movie. Like, I noticed that they had a bill that's supposed to be $100 bill, but on the one side it said a dollar bill. It said $1, and next on the back side it said $100. I'm like, who worked on the prop team for that? Like, okay, I mean, so sure, why not? But yeah, that's this. Don't go out and see it. Just stay home and probably go see Doctor Strange if you guys want to see a superhero movie. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.